The first time I met Bradley was at my daughter's apartment. They were dating, they had been dating for a little bit, and so I met him there. We were going to go out and have breakfast that morning, and I just remember he was just very comfortable to talk to, and just, you know, I mean, I guess I would think that if you were meeting your girlfriend's parents for the first time that you'd be a little nervous, but he was very chatty and personable and, well, easy to like.
I met Bradley at the Indiana State House because I served there as the Indiana State House chaplain, and so he came in with this bright smile one day, and it was great to meet him.
When I first met Bradley, he was homeless. I drove by this kid a couple times. He would just have the biggest smile, and I'm like, why is he smiling at me? So the third day I finally stopped by, and that's how we became friends.
I met Bradley through a mutual friend outside of an AA meeting.
He was a people person. He didn't care what their walk of life was. He didn't care if they were wearing a really expensive suit or if they were on the streets. One time we were sitting around a table talking, and someone who Bradley could have very well wanted to impress said something about, on the drive there they came across a homeless person, and instead of just pushing it aside and not saying anything about it, you know, Bradley said, I was a homeless person once.
Bradley, his hobbies were anything to do with people, and so he would be at Pacers games, Colts games, pretty much anywhere his friend Ryan was, Bradley was. And then he also really had a passion for the Lord. He just loved telling people there could be freedom from the bondage of the things he used to do, and so Bradley really had a passion about sharing Jesus with other people.
Bradley made everyone feel comfortable, no matter where he was, welcome. I remember he called me when he got out of jail one time at midnight. He asked me to bring him some food, so I don't know what I was doing, and so I got his favorite meal. So I went to community corrections, nervous and everything, and told him I went in there, and the guards just let me right in. Oh, it's for Bradley? Yes, I came in.
He always had a smile on his face, always, constantly. He was outgoing, willing to do anything for anyone. Like, I remember, like, we would be sitting in the living room and someone, like, he would get a phone call from someone that was struggling or anything like that, and he would drop everything he was doing just to help that person. My grandma loved him. She wanted everything to do with Bradley because Bradley would sit by her and he would pay attention to her when no one else would, because she always had something to say, and Bradley would always be the ears.
I remember when he talked about PACE, he would say that they really helped him out a lot with just small things that, I guess when you're recovering from addiction, or even when you're just sort of coming back out into society, that might set you back. You know, things like a small bill that's just eating away at you, or just can't get a ride to work, or you know, just putting a little food on the table, something. Those things that might just make somebody throw their hands in the air and say, I can't, you know, I'm just not going to be able to do this. Those were the things that PACE helped Bradley with that really meant a lot to him.
So Bradley had a lot of people helping him, and one of them was PACE, and that was, I think it's very helpful to realize for people going through recovery and trying to come out of something, to have many people helping them in different aspects of their life is helpful. So I was at the State House and we had a team there. That was helpful to have a work team behind him, people praying for him at work. But then you know, you have people outside of work, and so he was able to have folks like PACE and others come alongside him to give him the strength and the tools needed to be able to come out of the difficult things he was in.
He said it was the little things that helped, like helping paying some of the electric bill and stuff, getting him started in life, really helped Bradley. I know you guys helped him get settled in his apartment, and I think he really appreciated all that help.
PACE is somewhere you can go and they're gonna help you. They're gonna get you the resources. They're gonna have you see counselors. They're gonna have someone there to talk to you constantly. Like, there's no one like that's gonna be left behind. Like, there's always someone there, and like every time you come in the doors, it's like open arms.
Bradley was very humble and kind and wanted to give back and help others the way that he had been helped. And he was very passionate about recovery.
And we always like single out recovery for like people that are addicted to drugs or alcohol or something like that. But all of us have something that, just kind of is that thing that we're trying to escape a little bit. Everybody needs some sort of support. If you have somebody that's just supporting you and encouraging you and not judging you and just showing you a little mercy, it can mean the world. He wanted to encourage people, and I think that support and encouragement is so important to let people know that they're not in a situation alone.
Well, without support, you'll fall, and that's the case with me as well as any human being. We have to have a support system. We're made for community, and so with that in mind, we have to be able to help one another, and I need help as well as anyone else, and so that's the sort of support system everyone needs.
Providing support for recovery is important because you never know who you're going to lose and what's going to trigger them. The more you can provide, the more that people are going to accept and willing to help. Recovery is a process. It's a huge process. And if someone is willing to go through recovery and get help, that's a huge, huge thing. And he was a recovering addict for a very, very long time and was clean for a very long time. And I mean, he had a slip up like a lot of recovering addicts do.
He always wanted to help people. Even though he's not here, he is helping and has left a mark, and I think that he'd be very satisfied with that.
Bradley was a perfect example of someone who wanted to give back and help others in the same way that he received. We are creating the Bradley A. Noel Fund in order to help other people that are going through the same journey that Bradley went through.
He would be thrilled that his legacy would carry on, his legacy of caring for people would just continue even after he's not here. And I'm thrilled about that something Bradley is passionate about would just continue.
His goal was to help people all the time, and now he is helping people.
He loves PACE and he loves everything that they do for the community. Just to have something in his name, like even if he had his name like in a signature on a paper out front, like he would be so happy.
There might be people who say, why would you be dedicating a fund to someone for a recovery center when they ended up dying from an overdose? And it's just every day that Bradley was free from his addiction was a victory to him. And so I would say it's very appropriate for him to have this in his honor, because it just shows you how much need there is.
Providing recovery support is important because there's already a stigma on individuals that are facing challenges with their addiction, and so giving them an environment that creates a support system, a support network, is someone they can lean on in tough times is crucial for that person to have throughout their journey. And their journey is not going to be a short journey, it's going to be a long journey. The Recovery Resource Center is a safe place that people can come to receive support, assistance, in a safe, sober environment. We want to ensure that individuals have support throughout their entire journey, so not just in the beginning of their recovery, but 10 years in. You never know when you're going to need help from a peer group, and that's what we want to be here at the Recovery Resource Center.
Treatment is necessary. without treatment, there is no opportunity for a person to rebuild their lives. And so we are working really hard here in the Resource Center to help an individual find an avenue to build that recovery capital in their lives, to be able to engage with a community that believes that there is hope, that believes that there is help that's possible, that believes that a life free from the drug and the alcohol usage is possible, and supports that in whatever style it comes in, whatever pathway it comes through. That's what this Resource Center is here to do. And that may look like relapse prevention. It may look like a 12-step meeting. It may look like a Celebrate Recovery or a MARA meeting. It may look like one-on-one coaching. It may look like just coming out on the family fun night and being a part of the open mic or the bingo, or being able to be a part of your family. But it doesn't happen if there's no support.
If I could share one thing that I think is important to our agency, and that would be that addiction is a health issue and not a criminal justice issue. And so we need to focus on how to help people versus how to incarcerate people.
Love on people. Continue to give them another chance. We all need second chances. Sometimes we need third and fourth chances and more. And so grace is very important, and redemption is possible. Just continue. Sometimes love means making tough choices. I get that. But we just need to continue to love each other and help one another, even when we fall down, to help one another get back up.
A lot of people fall off the edge because they think that their family, like, they think they're failing. Like, they think that that's it. Like, they've already messed up, so they think that they're rock bottom and they're never going to come back up. And that's not true. That's not true for anyone.
So since Bradley has kind of pointed us in this direction and shown us the way, then we are creating a Bradley A. Noel fund. And that fund is specifically for access to treatment. We want to give that gift of treatment. From there, we understand that people may choose any pathway to their recovery, but can we just give them a jump start, and hoping that you're willing to help with that.